Welcome to the Top 5s on Tap podcast. I'm Hayden.
And I'm Josh. Every week we'll be discussing a new top 5. There'll be some facts, some trivia, so feel free to have a guest along at home.
Suggestions for new episodes are always welcome, so if you've got one, email it to us at top5sontap@gmail.com.
We'll consider all topics, providing they are somewhat quantified and aren't entirely opinion-based, because our opinions
mean nothing. With all that being said, let's get into this week's Top 5. Hello.
Hello and welcome.
Welcome
to the podcast. Thank you for joining us.
This is Top 5 on Tap podcast.
It is. The first episode numero uno. One of one.
So far. One of one, yeah. Limited series.
What are we going to talk about this week, Hayden? What's this week's topic?
So this week's top 5, should I say, will be the top 5 most populous countries.
Very interesting. In the world, all of them. And that's factual as of today's date of the 30th of March, yes, and 2022.
Based upon our limited internet research. We are not professional researchers.
Yeah, please get in touch if any of our facts are terrible. But we tried our best.
We will appreciate the open discourse surrounding how wrong we are. I will
indulge in your emails.
Things, so.
Should we start off then? So, number 5.
Number 5. Let's hit it.
5.
So, number 5. What do you think number 5 is, Josh?
Well, I've researched it, so I'm hoping I've got the right answer. It's is it Pakistan by any chance? Number 5.
I think you might be correct with that one. Yeah.
Do you have the population of Pakistan by any chance?
As of this exact moment,
right now,
right up to date, I'm going to guess about 220,892,330 people.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty similar to what I got. Just a couple of hundred people out.
You must have counted differently. You might have counted a few people twice. It's hard to do.
It's a tough challenge counting all those people in Pakistan.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah. Do you have any interesting tidbits about Pakistan? Any nice facts you've learned along the way?
Well, yeah, that's kind of the plan. So,
that is.
Pakistan was founded in what year, Josh?
I've got it down as around about 1947.
Yes. That's good that we have the same facts. That is correct. Apart from partition with which country?
It was part of India.
Was it?
But part of the British Empire, I think.
India may or may not be on this list later.
It could be. Who knows?
We'll find out. It's all to find out. So, stepping through the history, we got obviously 1947, partition with India. In 1961, the census population of Pakistan was 95 million.
Wow.
In 1972, the population was only 65 million.
Where did all those people go?
How can this be?
Oh, did they all go on holiday in the same year?
That is correct. They all went on holiday.
Did they count the population of Pakistan similar to how they count the homeless population in Manchester and just go out on one night and count all the people?
They recounted, yes. They did a recount. No, this is actually 1972 is the year that East Pakistan split off and became Bangladesh.
Ah, that's where they all went.
Yeah, so a lot of people in Bangladesh and now became no longer East Pakistan, its own country, Bangladesh.
Ah, I see.
So in doing that, they went down to 65 million in Pakistan. I mean, it's a pretty good going to get from 1972, 65 million up to 220 million
50
today.
years to quadruple your population. That's very impressive.
Pretty impressive.
Do you know the capital of Pakistan, by any chance?
The capital of Pakistan is Islamabad.
It is Islamabad. Yes. I have an interesting fact about that. Islamabad is the only capital city in the world to begin with the letter I.
I?
Yeah. I've got another capital city fact if you'd like to hear it.
Is it to do with Pakistan?
It's not, no. It's just a general capital city fact.
I was going to say, because that'd be an interesting fact in itself that it has more than one capital city.
It would. Some countries do, like South Africa. But that's for another day. The capital city is of Quito in Ecuador.
Quito. Oh, Q. Yeah.
Ulaanbaatar.
In Mongolia.
U.
Yeah.
Pakistan, Islamabad. I.
P. All right, sorry, yeah.
And, what's the last one? Croatia.
Zagreb.
Q-U-I-Z. They are the only 4 letters in the alphabet which one country has the capital city named after it.
And they spell quiz.
And they spell the word quiz. What a great fact that is.
That is quiz-tastic, Josh.
If anyone can prove that wrong, please let me know, because I'll be crushed.
You'll be quizzed.
That's my favourite fact I've researched all on my own. Did you know it's actually the second largest Muslim country in the world? So a little clue for a possible answer later on in the quiz. I did have a question for you, but I think it's a bit redundant now. But it was, what is the population of Pakistan in 1946? And it was a bit of a trick question because the answer would have been 0.
Because it was part of the British Raj.
It didn't exist. It didn't exist in 1946.
The Indian Empire.
I'm all out. Pakistan facts. You have anything else?
Punjabi
I've heard of Punjabi. Yeah.
was the most popular language in the 1950s.
Really?
And today it is much less popular.
Okay.
Because Urdu, which only 7% of the population spoke in 1950, is now spoke by almost a third of the population as their first language.
So it could be a second language as well for some people.
Urdu was a language that was promoted by the British Empire to
Right.
try and get a sort of level language across all of its
Okay.
eastern colonies.
I see. And it took off in Pakistan.
And well, we've had a lasting effect in more than one way, I imagine.
This is probably not the first time we're going to apologise for our colonial ancestry, but sorry, Pakistan. Sorry.
That's 220 million sorries coming straight at you.
There's a few more on this list, I think.
Another interesting one.
Oh, yeah?
Where do most Pakistani immigrants live?
I'd guess somewhere abroad that isn't Pakistan, because that's what the word immigrant means.
Yes.
Let's go with India. India's quite a big place, isn't it?
It is not India. Number one, with a whopping 4 million.
4 million people.
Pakistanis living there, is Saudi Arabia. And I think that's it for Pakistan. So on to the next one.
4.
So, number 4 is...
Number 4 is Indonesia. Indonesia at number 4 with 273 million people.
That is a lot of people.
That is a good 53 million more than Pakistan. But only number 4 on the list, so there's more people to come.
Wow.
Indonesia has a very large island on it. It's the most inhabited island in the world.
Yes.
Do you know what it's called?
Yes.
Would you like to divulge that information?
I'm going to say that the most populated island in the world is Jakarta.
He's not.
Is it not?
It's Java, mate.
Jakarta is on Java.
Jakarta's on Java.
Yeah, Java.
Yeah, I'll let you.
That's what I meant.
I'll take your second guess. Java is actually the most populated island in the world. Half of all of Indonesian people live on the island of Java.
That is interesting.
It is. Yeah, it's quite a busy island. There's a few other populated islands in the world. Second is in Japan, the island of Honshu. It is. And third, do you know what the third most populated island in the world is?
Greenland.
It's not Greenland. I don't think Greenland.
I was close. Was I close?
You were close geographically, but Greenland doesn't make the top 10, sadly. But
the United Kingdom of Ireland.
You're appealing to those Irish people there. But no, you're close. It's Great Britain, the island of Great Britain. So Scotland, Wales, and England altogether, excluded Ireland, is the third most populous island in the world. Any interesting things about Indonesia you've learnt along the way?
Yes, it has the largest island.
I've heard about this.
Is in Indonesia.
It's not Java though.
No.
Oh, what other islands does Indonesia have? Bali.
No.
I don't know any more Indonesian islands. I'm sorry.
It's New Guinea. Well, rather West Guinea.
West Guinea, right?
Yeah, the island of New Guinea. West New Guinea, which is
part of
Indonesia, and obviously Papua New Guinea, which is its own country in its own right. But still, even just the West New Guinea part is so large that it makes it the largest area of land.
That's a very big
part
island
of Indonesia.
So are we assuming that Australia is not counted as an island then? No?
I think it's transcended an island. Otherwise, you'd be like, is the whole of like the Eurasia and Africa classed as an island?
That is true. Yeah, that's true.
It's got sea all the way around it.
Yeah. So that's bigger than Greenland then?
Greenland's very small.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
You're getting a bit of Mercator projection going on there, Josh.
So that way it gets stretched on the poles on the map.
Exactly, yeah.
I see. I've been fooled all my life.
Continuing with the island theme for Indonesia, how many islands are there in Indonesia?
At least, we've named 3, so there must be at least 3.
At least 3.
I'm going to go
is a good answer.
more than 3, less than 1,000.
Less than 1,000.
About 900 islands in Indonesia.
Ooh, there are in fact 17,508.
That's a lot of islands.
Of which we've named 3 so far.
So the rest of them, have you got a list there?
Yes, we got Sumatra,
Sumatra.
Borneo.
Wow.
And
I didn't know Borneo was part of Indonesia.
I'm out.
I think that's for the best. I'm assuming they're not all inhabited because that's a lot of islands.
Yes.
There's probably a few that...
Although they may well be inhabited because there are more than 800 languages.
That's a lot of languages.
In Indonesia.
That's a lot of languages.
More than 1,340 were recognised ethnic groups.
Oh, wow.
So
that's a lot.
it really is because it's that bridging gap between South Asia and that Australia and Polynesia.
I see.
So there's all sorts of people that travelled through there across the millennia, and
big melting pot of people.
Yes, yeah.
Very, very nice. I've been to Indonesia, and so have you.
Did I?
We went together, I think.
Oh yeah.
We didn't go to Java. We went to the classic island of Bali. If anyone's ever been,
Yeah. Before it was trendy though.
I think it was fairly trendy.
We went there when it was like Blackpool for Australians.
I think it still is Blackpool for Australians. At least the part we were in. The rest of it was lovely. The temples are very nice. I'd highly recommend it. But just don't get into any haggling for photos on beaches with angry Indonesian women.
Speaking of Bali, 1.4% of Indonesia is Hindu.
They are, yes.
Of which 95% of those Hindus live in Bali.
There was a lot of Hindu temples in Bali.
Yes.
It was a very Hindu-centric. Lots of nice figurines in the shops.
Yep. And my final fact about Indonesia is that there are over 150 volcanoes. Of course, Indonesia is based in the Ring of Fire.
That is a lot of volcanoes.
Well, and 127 of them are still active.
That's quite a lot of active volcanoes.
It is. That is a lot of active volcanoes.
Yeah. That was a very interesting fact, that, Hayden. I think that's it now for Indonesia facts. Should we move on to number 3?
Yes.
3.
We're up to number 3.
Yeah, we've made it this far. If you've made it this far, thank you very much
Thank you for listening.
making it this far.
So far. Keep listening.
Number 3, if you've not already guessed it, is the US of A, the United States of America.
The United States of America.
You got a figure for the population of that, Hayden? You got a number?
Yes, I do. Yes, it is currently. As of my last count, 329,484,120 people.
Oh, we're different a bit there. I've got 331 million people, so 2 million people have come in between your count and my count. So, God knows where they've come from. But
it's I think we just forgot a state maybe.
yeah, it's here or there, isn't it? Yeah. Do you know what the most populated most populated state in the US of A is? Which state has the highest population?
I'm going to guess at California.
California would be correct. It has a population of 39 million people.
Wow, it's like a tenth of the people live in one state.
Literally, all in California.
Imagine that. Imagine most of your population being centered around one place. Crazy.
What's London? London's even worse than that, isn't it?
Yeah.
London's like 13%.
London's more than 10%. Yeah.
even like England, it's like mad. Oh, bloody London.
And it's not a state either.
It is not a state. I'm sure they'd like to declare independence for the rest of the country.
To declare independence.
Political banter. If it was a country, though, however, California, it would be 37th in the world of most populated countries.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Like nicely positioned in between Iraq and Afghanistan.
Wow.
So there's some.
I don't think there's any history between
No.
United States and either of those countries.
Yeah, there's a political joke in there somewhere, but I just couldn't make it. So do you know what the smallest state is? My population. It's it's quite a large state, but quite a small population.
Rhode Island?
Not Rhode Island, no. It's another one. Another one you just kind of forget about. Apologies to the people of the state.
Wyoming.
It's Wyoming. It's always Wyoming. When in doubt, guess Wyoming.
Nothing there but cheese. Oh no, Wisconsin's cheese. You don't even have cheese, Wyoming. What are you doing?
If any one of the 567,000 people in Wyoming ever end up listening to this podcast, screw you, Wyoming.
We apologise.
So when the United States first got populated, because you've ever heard of the Mayflower, that old ship?
The Mayflower, yes.
Yeah. So
I've heard of that,
before that, there was no one actually lived there. I don't know if you've ever read that. No one actually lived in the United States.
The American exceptionalism teaches that yes, no one lived before the Pilgrims came. Nobody lived in America.
Literally no one at all.
So they just found the land empty and
found it and claimed it,
full of nothing.
To the indigenous people of America, we do apologise. We know you lived there for quite a while before that. But for the Mayflower, 132 people travelled on the Mayflower.
And what year was that?
Oh, goodness me. As if I've not got the year for the Mayflower. I do apologise.
I'm very sorry for asking those pointed questions.
I'll find out and cut it in later.
Yeah. We'll insert here.
1620. Do you know that over 35 million descendants are alive from those 132 people in the US today, apparently?
Wow.
And they'll probably tell you about it as well.
They love the heritage of the
They
Americans.
do love banging on about the history. If they're not Irish, they're probably descended from the Mayflower. There's 3 children born on the voyage, and one person was sadly swept overboard.
Rest in peace. Rest in Plymouth Rock.
We don't know if they had any descendants, because,
Yeah, we may never know.
Do you know how long it took, the Mayflower?
Oh, so we're talking like boat power, right?
Boat power.
Wind power.
Boat power in the 1600s.
Wind power, not the sort we're talking about nowadays. 3 months.
3 months. What's that in days? I've got it in days. You're not bad. It took 66 days.
Oh, so 2 months.
Two and a bit months. Yeah, three on a bad day. But yeah.
Yeah, I think my ship got lost. That's why it took 3 months.
Did you end up doing the South Americas first, like Columbus, and then work your way back up?
Yeah.
You have any an America fact for me? Anything interesting about America you've learnt along the way?
Well, still within the history of America, an interesting fact is that in 1625, when the first colony was founded, it had a population of 1,900.
That's not many people at all, is it?
No. And then by 1775, so the year before the Declaration of Independence, they were up to 2.4 million.
That's
so
considerable.
A considerable, it's
so
like
there are a lot of immigration, a lot
thousand
of pregnant ladies.
Population, yeah.
1,000 times.
I think it's mostly immigration. I don't think it was those poor women weren't just popping out that many babies.
Yeah, I think you might be right there.
Yeah.
Still trying to learn how babies work, but yeah. Did you know?
This is not the podcast for that. It's not.
Did you know when the population of the US surpassed the UK? When they overtook the UK's population? Because currently they're standing around 5-6 times more than we currently are.
I'm going to say around. Let's go 1862.
Oh, I couldn't tell you the exact year, but for the decade, it is the 1860s.
Ah, lovely.
1860s.
I was thinking like mid to late. No, well, mid to mid late.
Yeah, you know the 1860s well, don't you?
I do. Yeah. I'm a big fan of the 1860s.
Yeah, especially of US and UK population history.
Yes.
But, it soared past us, and we've not caught up since. In all honesty, yeah, we've not.
No,
we've not even come close.
There's not a chance we can catch up.
It's unlikely, in all honesty. Yeah, sadly. I wish we could, but no.
Oh man,
I want to be. Anything else from your side?
Yes. In absolute numbers,
Yeah.
the United States. I feel like if I read this out exactly how it is, I'm going to get done for plagiarism from Wikipedia. So I'll try and paraphrase a bit. The United States is the largest immigrant population in the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's got a larger immigrant population than any other country, with 47 million immigrants as of 2015. So that is people not born within the US who are
living in the
US.
So that's more than 10%.
It's 19.1% of all international immigrants live in America.
Live in the US. Wow, that's right. That's very interesting.
And it's 14% of the United States population.
Yeah, they should speak more nicely of them, I think.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Can you imagine if 40 million people from your country just left?
Yeah, it'd be a bit of a drain.
It'd be quite catastrophic, I think.
Bit of a drain. Yeah.
I've got no more facts about America.
That's me. I mean, there are. I don't think there are any more facts about America, Josh.
I think we've done them all.
Completed it. Yeah.
America completed. On to number 2.
On to the next.
2.
No, number 2.
We're up to number 2 already.
If you've made it this far, congratulations.
You've made it another country.
And I hope you know these two by now.
And I hope you're listening from this current country we're about to discuss.
What's number 2, Hayden?
I think number 2 is India.
It is India.
Yes.
I've got it down as 1.38 billion people, which is
a lot of people.
Big step up from the US. That's another billion people plus another 50 million people.
Another billion people, yeah.
Another billion people live in India.
That is a lot of extra people.
I had a little Google. I asked Google,
Did you?
why is the population of India so high? And Google came back to me with, the high population is due to the birth rate being higher than the death rate.
Wow.
Google.
That is excellent information.
Yeah, I mean, it's factual, isn't it? But not exactly probably what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
I've got a prediction from Google.
A prediction?
Yeah. All good search engines are available as well, obviously. But
Okay.
we all know Google's the best.
I don't want any spoilers from this prediction, Josh.
The prediction, I'll try not to give it in. I'll try to word it in a beautiful way. So currently India sits at number 2, but there is rumours in the rumour mill that it could be number 1.
Could be number 1.
Could be number
India
1.
number 1.
India number 1, which has not been said for a while. By a certain year. Do you know when India could be number 1 by?
I'm going to say 2032.
Oh, you are not as ambitious for India as India is. 2027.
Oh, they're really going for it. Right, fair enough.
Next, they set a 5-year target. They said, well, they sat India down and said, India, what's your 5-year plan? And India said, we're going to be number 1 in 5 years.
Wow.
And they're going for it. So in 2027, India could be number 1, overtaking the current number 1, which we have yet to disclose. You will not believe number 1. Stay around for number 1 because you will not believe number 1.
You'll not believe number 1.
India. What do you know? What do you know about India?
I know that India's population in 1951 was only 361 million.
That's still more than the US currently.
Yep.
Quite a lot of people.
But obviously it grew to 1.3 billion.
1.38 billion, yeah.
In a number of years. During the same time, its literacy rate went from 16% to 74%.
That's very good.
So I say that's a pretty big achievement
That's a big jump.
to grow your population that much and also increase your population's outlook. You know, that's a tough thing to do.
76%, did you say? So that's like
It's a 74% from 16% to 74%.
That's a billion people can read and write.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's very impressive.
They've taught. Yeah, when you think of it that way, India taught 1 billion people to read and write in like 70 years.
That's pretty mad.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. I've got some nice facts about the demographics of India in terms of the religious breakdown. A little bonus quiz for you, a little mini bonus quiz. So do you think you could name the most popular religion in India?
Yes.
What do you think that might be?
I would say Hinduism.
Hinduism is correct. Would you like to risk your point that you just gained for Hinduism and try and name the most second populous religion in India?
Yes.
What would you like to say?
I would like to say Islam.
Correct. That's 2 points. You're going to risk it for a biscuit for number 3.
Christianity.
Christianity, number 3. And number 4? You want to bank your points? You want to take them and run?
Well, for those playing along at home, what do you think I should do? Should I stick or gamble?
Gamble.
Oh,
For the sake of the
I'm going
pod.
to go for Sikhism.
Sikhism, number 4. Oh my goodness. Do you want to keep going? I've got 6 in total. Do you want number 5 and number 6? You want to risk it?
Yes, I do.
So we've got Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Sikhism. Number 5
is Buddhism.
Buddhism, number 5.
I'm on a roll.
You want to go for the full clean sweep? Number 6 as well?
Jainism.
Jainism.
I knew that one.
My goodness.
I wasn't sure if Buddhism or Jainism was going to be the.
This man knows his religions.
I know
Very
my
impressed. 6 points. 6 whole points for you there.
Thank you.
Okay, another quick one about India's religions. Sikhism.
Yep.
Most Sikhs in the world live in India. There's 20 million Sikhs currently residing in the country of India. Do you know which country on this list actually is home to the second largest Sikh population?
Pakistan?
Not Pakistan, no.
Oh.
No, not Pakistan.
The United States of America.
It is. It is the
Wow.
US of A. 700,000 Sikhs live in the US of A. Big Sikh immigrant population. But yeah, I think Pakistan's a good guess though. Or even Indonesia probably would be a good guess as well, but no. Any other India facts you've got over there?
Yes, I do I have some more. 50% of the population of India is below the age of 25.
Wow, that is a lot of people. A lot of young people.
Yeah, in India, we would be classed as above average age.
The elderly.
We are elderly.
We are the elderly Indians.
Although we are in the 65% that's less than 35.
Oh, okay. So 65 less than 35. So they've got a...
Still hanging on.
35% over 35. That's an easy one to remember, isn't it?
And actually, the average age of an Indian In 2020, it was 28.4 years old,
Wow.
compared to 37 for China and 48 for Japan.
Wow, that's a very old population in Japan, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
48. Wow.
So, I think it's time for the big number one.
Number one.
1.
So, what is number one, Josh?
So
Actually, we have a special guest. Can we announce our special guest?
we can let him announce himself if you like. Thank you for listening to this very serious podcast up to now about the populations of countries. But number one, of course, is
China.
it's China. China number one.
Courtesy of ex-US President Donald Trump.
Thank you, Donald. Thank you for that. But
Who
yeah,
knows, maybe future US President as well.
if you believe what you're reading in the papers, maybe. China has a lot of people. It's got some more than India, hence why it's number one. It's,
But not that many, because India's on its way.
It's coming. It's 5 years. 5 years time. 1.439 billion people. So that's
Wow.
1,439,000,000 people. So that's another. What's math? 60 million people on top of China. So if the whole of the UK emigrated to India, we could do that by next week. Really, couldn't we?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a sad day. It'll be a sad day for China as well when India overtakes it.
Well, China no longer number one.
Because China, like according to this graph that I'm looking at, since antiquity has been by far the largest population in the world.
I read that on my facts as well.
Yeah, by far the largest population in the world for a number of years. By a number, I mean thousands of years.
We're just talking countries as well, aren't we? Because if we take into account empires, there's a few big empires.
Oh yeah, no, I mean
over
as
the
a
time.
sort of like general region.
Yeah,
as a geographic region that is China, modern China.
It's always had a lot of people.
Yeah,
I've got a good one about that. In 2100 BC, China's population was around 4 to 5 million people.
Wow.
And at the time, that was 1/8 of the world's total population, which was only 35 million at the time.
So they kind of kept that 1/8 thing going, haven't they?
Yeah.
They're a bit more than that.
They're even
now.
better now.
Yeah.
So I've got a further one. So in I think the best they've ever done is in 1910. And that was when China had 440 million people, when the world's population was only 1.7 billion. So that was 25% of the world's population. So I think that, in terms of percentages, I think early 1900s, China was rocking their best.
So chances are, like, one of our great-grandparents was Chinese then. 2 of our great-grandparents were Chinese.
I mean, I'm pretty sure all of mine were. But
wow.
But yeah, so recorded history, pretty much the most populous country. But if we talk about empires, then it's technically only been the most populous country since 1947. Because there was quite a large...
of course, yeah.
Our old friend, the partition of India, and the kind of breaking up of the British Empire.
Of course, yeah.
Lost a few hundred million people that day.
It's like, when you say it like that, it sounds like everyone died.
they all went abroad, didn't they? There's 30 million people just left Pakistan on holiday all in one go.
Wow.
Do you know what was going on in China between 1980 and 2015?
Well, yes, it was the one-child policy, if I believe so.
They had a one-child policy.
Because believe it or not, China was too tired of being number one. They were like, we are too far in the lead. We have to stop being so far in the lead.
They wanted to give someone a chance, didn't they? Like
did,
Mario Kart.
It was like a handicap.
Like giving someone else a blue shell kind of thing. Like
Exactly,
they were like trying to limit themselves.
We'll cut our birth rate a bit.
So do you know what happened?
One child per person.
Do you know what happened after 2015?
So they've dropped the one-child policy.
They actually went to a 2-child policy from 2015 until 2021. They went to a 2-child policy.
They went for a free-for-all.
And then someone told them 5 years, India's going to be number one. They went, shh, let's go wild. No limits.
Wow.
No limit Texas Hold'em. Get those kids pumped out.
Get them kids.
Because we cannot be out.
We need more Chinese people.
So I'd be interested to see the predictions in a few years, because that's 2021, so it's not really been around for at least a year now.
Yeah, so, it's a good point.
See how China's population takes
China could be on it. We could see a comeback. We could see like India overtake him, and then China come back and take over.
That would be a good Hollywood story, wouldn't it?
It would. They could make a film out of that.
Make like a Rocky film out of that.
Maybe a bit of a weird film, but. Just watching a graph change.
You got any interesting facts about China for me?
I think that's. I don't have that much on China.
Just a lot about the history.
Just more about the awe. I'm just in awe of how many people live there. You know?
Yeah. Well, congratulations to China anyway. You take this one. Some bonus facts. Do you want to hear some bonus facts I've got for you? Kind of about general populations and kind of other things?
Sure, yeah.
Final bonus blitz.
So bonus facts.
Bonus round.
Bonus round, indeed. So on average, the world's population increases by about 1% every year. So at the moment, that's about 83 million people. So about
Right.
8.3 billion people in the world at the moment. Soviet Union, our old friend Vlad. You heard him?
Yes.
So there's something going on.
I would not class him as my friend currently.
Previously, though, your best pals, yeah.
Previously, we had a
You had a blossoming friendship.
we had a Facebook type relationship.
But he's trying his best to get the old Soviet Union back together. And if they were together, the Soviet Union, if they never disbanded in the late 80s, where do you think they'd be on the list? The Soviet Union. They make the top 5. I can tell you that for free. Where do you think they might fall?
Right. So Indonesia and Pakistan are quite close together.
They are.
I don't think Vlad would be slotting in between them.
So you got there's 220 million in Pakistan, 273 million in Indonesia, and then you jump up to
I suppose the
331.
question is it more or less in America?
That is the question.
I'm going to say
good logic. I like it. I like thinking.
I'm going to say more than America. I'm going to put them in at number 3.
Number 3, close, less than America, sadly.
Ah,
So America's 331 million people. The Soviet Union, if they're still together right now, would be 289 million people, which is
wow,
solid fourth
still
place.
a lot of people. Yeah,
That's a lot of people. So yeah, mostly obviously Russia around the 110, 120 million mark, and then Ukraine with 30, 40 million people, and then
wow, yeah.
obviously don't forget Moldova,
Bringing up Blue here.
and then a few other stands and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, I think like Kazakhstan.
Yeah. I mean, a slightly easier one for you. In 1939, the British Empire had 458 million people.
Wow.
If that was still together now, where do you think that would appear on the list?
Oh, I'd go number 1.
Number 1 would be a good shout.
Because it'd be like India plus a little bit extra.
How much extra, though? How much are you thinking? How many people do you think would be?
2.1 billion.
2.6 billion people.
2.6?
Nearly a third of the world is ex-British Empire, which is...
Wow, what a stain on the air.
Exactly. That is a horrendous number. 36% of the world population, either Indian or Chinese.
Wow.
So if you're in a
That
room
is
with
interesting.
if you're in a room with 3 people, look to your left, look to your right. If neither of them's Indian or Chinese, then you probably are. If neither of them are, then you're probably a racist.
You're a racist.
You're probably a racist.
You have no friends.
Also, don't go out and just get an Indian or Chinese friend to try and claim you're not a racist. That's not a good look.
Yeah, and get more than a
More than
third.
one. Yeah, you're gonna get one. Get at least 2. Come on.
Yeah, one of each.
Dear me. It's expected to be 10 billion people at some point. Do you know when that some point is, though? 10 billion?
I'm going to go for 20... I'm going to say what my original guess was for. 2032,
Oh,
10 billion.
very
That's a bit
ambitious.
too fast, that.
That's a bit ambitious. India's good, but they're not that good. 2050 is the predictions. 2050
Well,
for 10
we'll see
billion.
how China's free-for-all policy goes before
True.
we
Yeah,
decide when the world's population.
Yeah, we don't know what China's going to do in the next year or 2. Could go crazy. Any interesting bonus facts you got for me?
I do. I've done some statistical analysis of the world's population.
I always like your statistical analysis, so,
Yeah,
hit me with it.
We know the top 5 countries currently.
We do.
But then my question to you would be, in 10 years' time,
Okay.
in 2032, one country has entered the top 5
We've got a new contender.
at number 5. So they've knocked Pakistan out of the top 5.
So
Who would this be?
I'm thinking, I'm using a bit of knowledge I've got here, and Brazil is yet to make a mention on this list, and they are number 6. I'm going to hedge my bets and say Brazil is entering the list.
Unfortunately, you're being correct, mate.
Brazil is not. Brazil is not. Oh.
No. So it is, in fact, Nigeria.
Nigeria, number 5.
Yeah, Africa is currently the largest growing population in the world.
Wow.
There's
And
a
Africa is
continent.
not a country.
It is a continent.
It's a continent,
Yes,
yeah.
So Nigeria makes it onto the list. So then if we were to zoom ahead another 25 years into the future.
So we're into 2050s now.
Yep.
We've got a population of 10 billion in the world.
Yep. Pakistan is back on the list.
Pakistan's back.
And Nigeria is still on the list.
Who's off?
United States is down to 4th. So
Oh my God.
Nigeria's overtaken the United States now.
Indonesia's off completely.
Indonesia's gone.
Indonesia's
They've
off.
gone, yeah.
Come on, guys.
But then if we go another 25 years into the future,
2070 something. Yep.
2072,
70.
because it's now 50 years now.
Of course.
50 years plus now.
Maths.
Yep. Indonesia's back on.
It's back.
The United States are nowhere to be seen.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, American exceptionalism has fallen by the quayside.
They'll be fuming to hear that.
And then we start getting a bit further out now. 100 years into the future.
How accurate is this statistical analysis you put together?
I've used the finest computer models to do this and an Excel spreadsheet. This is based on if every country grew at the current population growth rate.
Have you done something similar to compound interest?
Yes, this is the investors' world population. This is the Bitcoin world population.
How much do you think Bitcoin will be worth in 100 years' time?
$1.
$1.
Yes.
You've heard it here first, guys.
$1 and an arrest for owning cryptocurrency, most probably.
So 100 years, who's number one? Who's winning?
It's an outsider. It's a very much an outsider, mate.
It's Brazil. It's Brazil.
It's so much of an outsider you might not know who it is.
Is it Ireland?
Right, so let me just tell you, right, so India at this point is now up to 3.6 billion people.
That's a lot of people, guys.
It is, yeah. But its population is dwarfed by that of Syria, coming in for a whopping 6.4 billion people.
Wow. What are you guys?
They've stomped
what
everyone.
Are they feeding them over in Syria?
Yeah, I don't know. If Syria's still... India's number 2 now with 3 billion.
Oh, wow.
Nigeria is number 3.
It's a proper shake-up. China's not even top 3.
China's number 5 now.
China's number...
Yeah.
Never heard China number 5. No one says that.
Another African country swept in. The Dr. Congo himself, the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Democratic Republic of Congo, out
They're
of
now
nowhere.
there with 2 billion people.
Wow, that is...
And then if we go even further, if we go another 100 years...
200 years?
into the future, we're now looking at a very different country. Well, no, this a very similar list. There's no Asian countries left on it.
Oh, wow, really?
It's now Syria, which is still number 1, surprisingly.
Of course.
And all the rest of them are all African countries.
Oh, wow.
Number 2 is Niger.
Niger, yeah.
Democratic Republic of Congo. Nigeria.
Nigeria.
And the final one is...
Ethiopia.
Tanzania.
Tanzania, okay.
Would you like to hazard a guess at Syria's population in 200 years' time?
At your current rates, like 12 billion people.
Miles off, mate. Miles off. 1.8 trillion people.
I think we need to run the numbers again on that one.
Yeah. I think I'll tell you what. I think we'll leave it there. I'll go rerun the numbers, and we'll.
That's it, mate. I think that's a pod.
Wow.
We're all done and dusted.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, if you made it this far,
And,
congratulations. And yeah, don't forget to email in if there's anything that's really got your gripes and that we've said horrendously wrong. Yeah. Maybe not so much about the trillion people in Syria, because we know there was a few numbers that didn't quite get crunched on that one. But any other facts that have put a bee in your bonnet, let us know about them.
So adios to our Spanish listeners. Sorry you didn't make the list. Maybe you'll make another list in the future. Keep listening.
Goodbye.